What is up, you guys? Welcome or welcome back to yet another video. I know, 3 videos like this all in one day. How about that? So I thought I would share this with you guys because what I want to talk about with this specifically is that I am so happy that this is actually going to hopefully happen soon. Because me on an electric scooter on the daily, and even when I, you know, go down to a shopping center or wherever I'm going, even at night, I get, passed, so to speak, by people on bikes, whether it's an electric bike or a regular bike, more so electric bikes, and it is so annoying. And so it really needs to be said that for those of you out there who are watching my videos, for those you guys need to know something. Stop cutting me off. I'm serious. Stop cutting me off because you know how bad it upsets me. You know how much it upsets me, and it's ridiculous. So what I've noticed is that people like people I've noticed, and I've actually seen firsthand a couple times, that people on bikes do not cut other people off on bikes. However, people on bikes will cut me off, person on electric scooter. So why, I do not know, and I don't know why that happens, but it happens to me so frequently, and I'm so tired of it. So I really hope that um, this happens, that we get this, that it gets passed and whatnot, and yeah, it if hopefully, I don't know, I haven't read the whole thing yet, but anyways, let's go ahead and read it, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it, and then we'll go ahead and click on this article here. So yeah, so my good friend Rich Newman shared this, saying Sacramento, California, brand a California lawmaker has introduced a bill that would make it illegal for kids under us to ride e-bikes. It would also require e-bike riders who don't have driver's licenses to take an online test and have state-issued identification. The legislation, AB 530, was sponsored by Assembly Member Tasha Born Horvath. Currently, children under 16 are prohibited from using Class 3 e-bikes in California. This bill would not change that. The legislation would create a stakeholders working group that includes the Department of Motor Vehicles, California Highway Patrol, Transportation Agency, bike groups, and others to establish an e-bike training program and license. As a mother and a legislator, I believe that we must act to prevent our youth from injuries and educate parents on the promise and responsibility of e-bikes. And AB 530 is another step to increase their safety while sharing the road. Borner said in a press release, not every parent is a bike rider that can not every parent is a bike rider that can ensure our youth receive proper training. This takes a real commitment from our communities and our state. It will be a long process, and AB 530 is a critical starting point that will continue to work to develop through meetings with stakeholders this fall. Borner's district includes Carlsbad and Encinitas, both of which have made emergency proclamations calling for increased education and enforcement after several crashes involving the bikes. So real quick here. Yeah, because there's so many kids out there and teenagers out there that are riding e-bikes, and that's great and all. Their parents or their grandparents bought them, that spent thousands of dollars on e-bike. And so that's great and all, but teach them all about safety. And one of them is, I believe, teach your kids. So to all the parents and grandparents out there that decided to go the extra mile and spending thousands of dollars on an e-bike for your kid or grandkid, please teach them on the safeties of using them. And one of them being, teach them not to cut people off, more so people on electric scooters. Besides me, I've seen, I would say maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 other people, not like in a row, but like throughout the years, I've seen just it's just a few other people, but e-bikes are more, but the bikes, it's more of a popular thing more than scooters. Um, First of all, I know how to ride a bike. However, I the problem I have with e-bikes, the problem I have with like just bikes in general is that the tires deflate. I bought an e-bike not too long ago, and the tires are now flat. The tires are flat. The um not my excuse me, not my fault whatsoever. Also, the brakes on them, the handle brakes are a problem. They're not working. They're defective. Not my problem. Not my fault. And so that's also another issue. And but anyway, so I really wish that for anybody that has a bike, e-bike, do not cut me off. Do not cut me off whatsoever. And I thought that I'd wait and bring this up in this type of a video. I was waiting for someone to post about this for me to talk about it and bring it up with you guys, because do not ever cut me off. For every single person out there, do not cut me off. You do it, and you do it on purpose. Okay. And also, when I am turning, right when I'm going to Rite Aid Shopping Center specifically, that is where I run into a problem. I ran into a problem recently with a father and a little kid on an e-bike who decided to cut me off while turning. And also, cars out there, you know that I do this on the daily. You know my routine, how I merge over halfway into that one intersection, or sometimes the beginning of that intersection, and stay that way because it's much safer, in my opinion, in my own world, so to speak, because the intersection where I'm supposed to merge over, cars are going about 1,000,000 miles an hour. So it's safer to go over the intersection to then wait and merge. So sorry if I do that. Sorry if I stay in that lane. And it's the way I am, and I feel much safer doing that. So to all you cars out there, just mind your own business and allow me to do what I'm gonna do, because for my personal safety, I've tried to merge over where I'm supposed to merge over, but I have had no luck. Nobody has, none of you have ever allowed me to merge over. I'm supposed to. So if it pisses you off to no end, or pisses you off at all, that I am merging over either halfway through the intersection that goes over the freeway or the beginning of the intersection, sorry, but not sorry. I am going to, and I'm staying, and obviously staying in the right hand lane, or the left hand lane, the whole way all the way to like it's a Rite Aid Shopping Center. Sorry, but to me that's safer, and I know what I'm doing. I'm looking, and when I go like this with my arm extended outward, when we turn right to go to and stay in that to that one, you all know where I turn into Rite Aid Shopping Center. You all know. And I'm sending my arm backward out like that. It's because I don't know if you guys can hear me, when I'm screaming out loud. Means do not cut in front of me. And so just be safe about it. Do not cut me off. If you cut me off, we're gonna have a serious problem. So let's go and continue on to the article. California bill would ban kids under 12 from using e-bikes, which is a smart idea. Sacramento, California, Brain, California. Let's just read the article as it is. And I mean, I think someone copied it. Anyways, excuse me, we're just gonna read it again. Sacramento, California, Brain, a California lawmaker has introduced a bill that would make it illegal for kids under as to ride e-bikes. It also would require e-bike riders who don't have driver's licenses to take an online test and have state-issued identification. The legislation, AB 530, was sponsored by Assemblymember Tasha Borner Horvath. Currently, children under 16 are prohibited from using Class 3 e-bikes in California. This bill would not change that. The legislation would create a stakeholders working group that includes the Department of Motor Vehicles, California Highway Patrol, the Transportation I don't know why I accidentally take screenshots. Open my phone. Anyways, yeah, so the legislation would create stakeholders working group that includes the Department of Motor Vehicles, California Highway Patrol, the Transportation Agency, bike groups, and others to establish an e-bike training program and license. As a mother and a legislator, I believe that we must act to prevent our youth from injuries and educate on the promise and responsibility of e-bikes. And AB 530 is another step to increase their safety while sharing the road. Borner Horvath said in a press release, not every parent is a bike rider that can ensure our youth receive proper training. This takes a real commitment from our communities and our state. It will be a long process, and AB 530 is a critical starting point that we'll continue to work to develop through meetings with stakeholders this fall. Borner's district includes Carlsbad and Encinitas, both of which made emergency proclamations calling for increased education and enforcement after several crashes involving the bikes. So basically all Rich did was just copy it off. But yeah, again, guys, just be safe about it. And yeah. All right. See y'all in the next video. Peace. And again, don't ever cut me off ever again. Bikes and cars. Don't cut me off. Seriously.